So I just got off the phone with a coaching client, and something really interesting occurred to me. We're always trying to get motivated to do things, right? You're trying to get inspired to go. I need to get inspired, and then go take action. I got to get David. I just got to find a way to get motivated. Tell me how to get motivated again. We got a big problem there, and the problem is I can't motivate you to do anything. It's even tough for you to motivate yourself, right? I think people confuse what motivation and inspiration, like the difference. Motivation is something that like you create leverage, like, oh my gosh, I have a big car payment. Oh my gosh, I got a big house mortgage payment. I've got all this bills I have to pay. And that's motivation. I'm motivated. There's a motive to act. There's a reason I have to do it, not that I want to do it. Where inspiration is this thing that it triggers inside you where you feel good. You feel, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go do that. There's a difference. Most people want to be inspired. They don't want to be motivated. Now, there are some people out there that's what they do, right? They go buy boats and they go buy vacations and they go do all this stuff, and then they find a way to be able to pay for those things. And that has some validity to it. But I would assume that most of us want to be inspired. And so what I would ask you is, does your job inspire you? Right? You're a real estate agent. You're a salesperson. You go to work every single day. Are you inspired to go to work, or are you like, ugh, I have to go do my job, right? And so what I actually wrote down was this. I wrote down, how do you set up your job so that it inspires you rather than you trying to get inspired to do it? Because I got news for you. I mean, you've tried that. You've tried to get inspired. You've tried to get motivated to go do it. And how long does that last? Very little, right? And then you get burnt out and you have to go do something else, and it lasts very little, right? Like I had a mentor of mine tell me, David, motivation is kind of like candy, right? You take the candy and you take the candy, you eat the candy. You don't take the candy, they're not drugs, although they could be. You eat the candy and it's amazing in the moment, but then it wears off and then there's like this crash. And so what I want to ask you is, rather than you trying to get inspired and get yourself to go do something, try to manipulate yourself to go do something, what if you just set up your gig? What if you just set up your job so that it naturally inspired you, right? Like one of the ways that I did this was I just started falling in love with people. I just started becoming fascinated. I really made a shift is what I did. I made a shift from trying to sell to trying to serve. And I kind of like to do that. I like to contribute at a high level. And when I made that shift from trying to sell someone to trying to serve somebody at a higher level and try to contribute, I couldn't wait to go to work every single day. I mean, it changed instantly. All of a sudden, I was like, I can't wait to go to work. I would call everybody. I would prospect. I would do presentations like crazy. I would do things that other people were just like, oh my God, you are a crazy madman. But the reason I was able to do it is because I set up my job so that it inspires me rather than me getting inspired to go do it. So you can do that by just shifting your perspective. You could shift your perspective and you could see your job in a totally different way, and that will allow you to get inspired, right? So I would invite you to do that. I would invite you to look at your job and say, you know what is it that bums me out? What bums me out about my gig? Why do I not like doing it? And just kind of look at that and then try to look at it from a different perspective. Try to change the way you look at it. I think it was Wayne Dyer that said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And you can literally look at your business in a different way and just absolutely make it so that you are completely lit up, completely inspired to go do your job. The second way is to focus on winning. Right? So a lot of people, they'll go do their job, and just because they can't put up with the rejection, it usually takes about 90 days to get some momentum and start winning a little bit. And that rejection, that losing, or the perspective of that losing, is what really kills people. It really makes them not want to go do it. I mean, if I told you, hey, I want you to talk to 100 people every single day, and what you're going to do, all of them are going to say no, and it's not going to do anything, but I want you to talk to them anyway. What are the odds of you doing it? You wouldn't go do it. So what we have to look at is the little wins, right? So one is shifting your perspective to make you inspired to go do your job. Well, not you inspired, but having your job inspire you. And then the other way is to just focus on winning. Focus on the little wins. What did you do really well that moved you forward? It was Earl Nightingale that said, success is just the progressive realization of a worthwhile goal. It's just the progressive, right? So it's the progress. But what a lot of times we do is we focus on the outcome, and we're not there yet, we're not there yet, we're not there yet, and it bums us out, and so we stop. So I would say focus on the little wins, focus on the progress, like Earl said, and then slowly you'll start to feel winning. And when you feel winning, you want to keep going, right? We want to, whenever we're winning, we want to keep playing. It's when we think we're going to lose that we lose the game. So how can you make your job inspire you rather than you trying to get inspired to do your job?